Stepping up and bringing on to the mic. Golden locks, throwing shades on tight. I rule the airwaves, I own the night. Crank up the volume, feel the heat down. Turn up the dial, let me preach. Running this town with a steel cake smile. When the bell rings, I do it with style. I'm the Lord of Saturday night. One hair thunder, taking the mic. Bodies tell the truth, no fear, no fight. Bow down, cause I rule tonight. Taking the mic, body said the truth, no fear, no fright. Bow down, cause I rule tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to RAWF Cataclysm, our first pay-per-view of 2026, live from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Joining me this evening, the one, the only.
¡Hola, muchachos!
Yo soy
Yeah, that was the old one, but oh well. Hey, good evening, Al Vegan.
Hola, muchachos. ¿Cómo está, mi amigo?
I need to take this old one off of here so I don't do that again. But anyways, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, good. Had a good night here in the old Big Apple with my good friend Randy last night. We saw the town.
And what did you and Randy end up doing?
I'm not discussing that on air.
Did it involve Mad Dog?
He tried. He actually had the grand idea of, hey, let's mix Mad Dog with Midnight Hobo and see what happens. I informed him that I'm fairly certain that creates an explosion.
You're not wrong. I mean, there's rocket fuel in Midnight Hobo, for crying out loud. But at any rate, yeah, that's not a good. Well, at least you survived that. Did Randy survive? Did he try that?
I believe I successfully talked him out of it.
No, okay.
What he did later when I wasn't around, I cannot speak to.
Oh boy, that would explain why I haven't seen him all day. Okay, let's just move on, and hopefully, nothing will come of that. But
He
yes,
did find me like one of the best hot dogs I've had in ages.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
street vendor hot dogs are no joke.
No, they're not. Not in New York, anyways. For God's sakes, some of the best hot dogs in the world you can find on the streets of New York City, and I don't
Yeah, I
mean
mean,
like.
I can't tell you how much junk food we ate last night. So between hot dogs and pizza,
And then you drink on top of that.
no, we drank first.
Okay, so you soaked it all up. That's good.
Correct. That was the we're really drunk and we need to put something else in our body now or we die.
All right. So if any of you folks have been hiding under a rock, this is our first pay-per-view in almost was
5 months.
this 5 months. We did it. We had the shutdown, of course, in late September or early October, whichever it was, and Unstoppable didn't come back till right before Christmas, though we missed Graveyard Smash, Black Friday, and Jingle Hell Rock. So hopefully we'll get to do those again all this year. But to this unplanned pay-per-view, Cataclysm, Cataclysm returning for the 9th time in RAWF history, and there for a while it was a yearly pay-per-view every September. Until the last 2 years where we took it out. But I mean, it is a classic. People were pleased to at least have it back for one day. So kudos them. Tonight's card is going to be epic, and considering this is the first pay per view back in 5. We're going to see some epic matchups tonight. People are going to go all out. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's a lot on the line tonight, and I think people have a lot to prove, and I think some people hit the ground running really hard.
Quick note, folks, real quick. Tonight, the tag team signups, Unstoppable's tag team signups in the RAWF tag team division do conclude tonight. So if you don't have a partner or need a partner or want to join, you need to get in there now. You only have a short time to do so. All right. Let's take a look at what we've got tonight on tap. We've got the horror lumberjack match, the zombies coming in to surround the ring when Redneck Avenger takes on Soul Reaper in their horror lumberjack match. Do we have any final thoughts on this, Ben?
I mean, I still think I'm going to go with RA on this. Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I would be surprised if RA didn't walk away. But then again, I mean, if Soul Reaper manages to pull this out, we're never going to hear the end of it.
Ever.
People are doubting him. We'll see if he can prove us haters wrong. We have the 3 stages of hell between Ken Costa and Kenta, the submission match, the high voltage steel cage match, and the death match. And since both of them have huge title matches later in the night, this is going to take its toll. But you still believe Kenta walks away the winner here?
No, no, I said Ken, not Kenta.
No, you said Ken.
Yes, I think Kenta's going to win 1 out of the 3. I think Kenta's going to win the other 2. Ken is going to win the other 2. God, now you got me messing up.
All right. Well, we shall see. It should be a good matchup. Has been very heated. Champions Choice Championship. Aaron McFadden defending against Magnificent Michael. The stipulations: Magnificent Michael has to wear a Santa hat. He has to sing Christmas carols before every moveset. He can only use play possum defense, and then a handful of moves that Aaron McFadden chose for him. Not the quite impossible situation. I would say less than 10%, but still.
It's not what I would call a good situation.
No, it certainly isn't a good situation, and certainly singing the Christmas carols and wearing the Santa hat really doesn't come into play whether he wins or loses his match. But
yeah, but it's funny.
It is funny. And I I do have. I will let you all know. Magnificent Michael asked me, does it have to be actual Christmas carols or can I sing parodies? And I said, well, you'll have to ask Aaron on that one, but I think it'd be hilarious if you sang parodies.
I think parodies count, right? As long as it's
I,
to the
I,
tune of
I,
Christmas Carol.
as long as it doesn't have to do with Christmas, I wouldn't. But
Look,
it's not my
every
rules.
Christmas Carol was made up at some point.
This is true. This is true. But Magnificent Michael, the Superstars champion, winning that title last week. Now we can see if he adds a second one for the. I mean, a slight chance it happens. I,
Could
I
happen.
wouldn't. I wouldn't put it past him. Very talented individual is Magnificent Michael. Arcana Clash Championship Destroyer defends against Michael Brewer. This one's going to be a good one. Brewer's been making a lot of noise since his return earlier this year. I honestly believe that if we hadn't had the shutdown, Brewer would probably have at least another title around his waist at this point. Uh, and it could have been this one because this match was probably going to happen, whether we had the shutdown or not. Your thoughts?
I mean, I agree on every point there. I don't think I would bet against Brewer in this match.
All right, but are you?
What, betting against him?
Yes.
No, I just said I don't think I would do that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's your girl Destroyer there.
It is, and like I said, up to this point, I've been picking Destroyer, but the more I look at what's been going on since we came back, no offense to Destroyer, she seems a little off her game, and Brewer does not.
Okay. That's perfectly that's a good evaluation there. I think you're right. I think you may be right on that one. I think Brewer right now has come out of the block since the lockdown pretty hot here. White Lightning Championship. Chris Cage defends against Denzel the Giant. He defends Sparky against probably one of the largest individuals in all of WU in Denzel. Uh, who do you think walks away the White Lightning
I mean,
champion
first of all, I'm
tonight?
standing right here.
What's that?
First of all, I'm sitting right here.
I said one of the largest. I didn't say the largest.
All right, just being clear. It is a huge challenge, pun only mildly intended. But I think he's going to pull it out.
I mean, I will be surprised if Chris Cage loses the White Lightning Championship,
Right.
but he does. If there was anybody that could take it away from him, it could be Denzel the Giant.
I mean, sheer mass could win this match, but
yeah.
I mean, Chris is not exactly small either.
No, he's not. He's very wiry.
He's deceptively strong.
Yeah, absolutely. So it should be a hell of a match for the White Lightning Championship, certainly. Then for the Powerball Championship, Sassy Applebee's defends against Claymore. Sassy, some pretty impressive victories in 2025, including the Xanther tournament, and then of course beating the Immortal Griffith for that Powerball Championship. So, can she carry that over to 2026, or do you think the layoff may have?
I'm in the same place as I was with the Brewer Destroyer match. I think since the return, she hasn't shown me much, whereas Claymore is, right back where he was when we left. Like he's, number 2 in the ranks right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I got to go with Claymore.
I can't disagree with that at all. I cannot. I think right since he returned right before the layoff. He was ready to go then, and then ever since we came out of the blocks at Christmas time, he has been a house of fire. He is it's like he never missed a beat. So yeah, I agree with you there. I do tend to lean towards Claymore as the new Powerball champion. Multimedia Championship, a classic RAWF matchup here as the Immortal Griffith defends the Multimedia Championship against Deez. Deez is no stranger to taking titles away from some of RAWF's best over the years. And so, where do you see this match? Your final prediction on this one?
I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think it's going to be close. But because he has champion's advantage, I think Griff is going to pull it out.
I mean, I can't disagree with that. I tend to lean towards Griff. Plus, he's kind of found a niche with this multimedia title, hasn't he?
He's
And,
certainly enjoying it.
he is. He's thoroughly. I mean, it's not like he's never enjoyed a title because I'm sure he's enjoyed his 10 world championships and all these other titles. But this one's actually you see him walking around. It's a little different, isn't it?
He's having fun. He's having fun.
Yeah, and that could be the difference here. How serious is D's? How we shall see. Triple Crown Championship. This was going to be good. Chris Cage, Joe Boo, and Maeve. We've both been singing Maeve's praise this year, believing she'll be the next Triple Crown champion. But let's not discount. First of all, we just talked about Chris Cage. Big, strong, defect, and he loves this title almost as much as he loves Sparky.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I mean, he loves titles, but I mean, I don't know. I'd go so far to compare it to Sparky.
And then we've mentioned how Joe Boo's been fairly quiet for Joe Boo since we came back, and you gotta wonder. To me, that's just I hate to say this, but it's unsettling. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if he isn't hanging back and if he hasn't been waiting for this because he knew before the lockdown that he was getting this match. So what do you think?
He's had time to think about it. So look, from the things I've been seeing out and about, and online from the smart marks, I kind of feel like the downtime has made him kind of reevaluate his place in this sport. So I would be surprised if he shows up for real, which just makes it easier for Maeve to win.
All right. So let's say you're right, and I'm not, and I'm leaning towards the fact that you are right on there because I don't know that he's crafty enough to pull off the swerve. Yeah. So now that means it's between Maeve and Chris Cage, and Chris still has will have champion's advantage, which means even if Maeve can pin him. If he's got an easy one, but then again, if they both have easy ones against Jay Boo, it could come down to that one match between Maeve and Chris Cage, and smart money is on the champion as usual, but I would not. I'm rooting for Maeve here.
As well, yeah, obviously. I mean,
Estrogen Championship, Destroyer defending against Tigress, and you wonder, does your thoughts on Destroyer against Brewer? Do they carry over to this match? Do you think Tigress is in a prime spot to regain the Estrogen Championship?
I don't know because I haven't really seen how Tigress is doing since the return. I think this match for me is one of the I really have no idea which way it's going to go. I think it's whoever steps up to the challenge wins. And
was Tigress not in the top 25 that you read last night?
I don't believe she was.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't think she was, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. She's not. She's not doing horrible, though. She's not very far off. I can tell you that much. But still. All right. So, yeah, I mean, Tigress, how many times has Tigress been champion?
A lot.
Actually, only twice, surprisingly enough. But they were both she had a 182-day reign. And both of her reigns were the same amount, 182 days. So she had two very good long runs with that title. I'm surprised. I thought she had a title more than that, but I guess I'm thinking.
No, I thought it was. I'm not going to argue with the book.
No, I can't argue with the book. I know. I mean, Cougs has had it. Cougs, Davila, and Cougs and Davila are the two that fight for the most times holding the title. Tigress is up there for total days. What's that?
DW's had it a few times too, hasn't she?
Twice. Three.
Three. Okay.
Three. Yes. DW's had it 3 times. Let's put it this way. Cougs and Davila have both had it 6 times. They're also, no one has had it more, other than those two, nobody's had it more than 3 times. The other two people that have had it 3 times are Bubs and DW. So, but nonetheless, Tigress knows what it is to win that estrogen title. So you don't think that gives her the advantage over? Okay.
I don't, because she knows what it takes, but clearly so does the current champion.
Yeah, very point.
and has champion's advantage.
Yes, absolutely. All right, that one should be a good one. This one, I never saw this one coming. This is probably the newest one that we've known about. Only known it for about a week or so, and it is the men's championship triple threat. Michael Brewer had his choice of picking his opponent, and he decided to pick two, and he didn't take it easy. He didn't pick two easy people. No, he picked two RAWF Hall of Famers, both former world champions, both are dominant when they're at their best. I give him all the credit for this, but and as I believe you pointed out last night, this is a win-win situation for Brewer.
He has set up a situation where no matter what happens, he comes out ahead.
Mm-hmm. So kudos to him, but does he come out with the men's championship?
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Mr. Ego Man, but for only one reason. And you know what that reason is.
Because he wants to break the record.
Correct. If there wasn't a record on the line, I would not give him the nod, but there is, and you know how he is.
Yeah, agreed. And here's the thing. Michael Brewer, post the big, when he took this long break because rumor has it he was incarcerated. But he back in the day, Brewer was almost what Griff is today. And when he's not the top of his game, he's one of the best in the business. I'm wondering when we're going to start.
Even Griff has said that.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the business, and Griff knows him from back then. So this could. Do we see the Michael Brewer of old tonight? Personally, I think he has to be the Michael Brewer of old tonight to get past these two. So we will see. I kind of lean toward Griffith as well. Claymore, but Claymore's. I wouldn't be shocked either if Claymore walked away with the men's title tonight somehow.
I'm going to say I wouldn't be shocked of any of them particularly, but
no, this is an even Steven, certainly. But three of the greatest RAWF has to offer in that men's championship. Fubar City Championship, Teflon Sheik defending against Bell. Say,
easy for you to say.
Yeah, her, the girl. But I don't see Sai not walking away with the Fubar City Championship tonight. What do you think?
I kind of agree with you. I kind of agree with you.
I mean, Sheik has been pretty solid so far since his return, since the shutdown, certainly. But he has this habit of wanting to give him away, but he's not the greatest at defending. He's a better chaser than he is a defender. Would you agree with that?
I don't want it to be true, but it kind of is.
It kind of really is. He's a better contender than he is a champion. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's not a snide.
It just is.
It just is. So we will see. That one should be a good one.
Hey, look. For the longest time, you could have said that about Griff.
Yep. Agreed.
I mean, what was like his first 6 runs or 5? I think it's first 5 runs.
Yes.
With the world title, he lost in his first defense.
Yep. That's exactly it. He did. So but he was the best chaser. He was better chasing back then. Not so much now. Midnight Hobo Championship. Ken Costa defending against Iceman Jared. Now Ken, all this aside, Ken is all of a sudden he's taken quite an interesting path. It's almost like something is broken him in him. Have you seen his new attitude? Did you happen to catch what he did earlier today?
I did not. I heard about it, but I didn't get to see it because I was kind of recovering from last night.
Makes fun. Is that it? Yeah, I mean, it does seem like he's come upon a realization that he actually a new attitude change, and hopefully we'll get to talk to him. He said he might be around tonight, so hopefully we get to find out more
Well, we
about
shall
that.
see.
But we already talked about him against Kenta. Iceman Jer, right now, pretty. Despite losing the Superstars title, is still a top contender here. What are your thoughts on Ken versus Iceman?
Again, I'm going with Ken. Even with what's been going on, I think Ken, all the stuff that's going on in Ken's head, the one thing that's remained consistent is his desire to not be the butt of the joke, to not be that guy who, always chases and never gets, right? Like I think that's the heart of all of the things we've been seeing for the last year. And I think he's at that point where he knows what he needs to do to get over that barrier now. And I think he's gonna do it.
Hopefully, you're right. I hope that for him, but I have a feeling Iceman. I have a feeling Iceman may have something up his sleeve here.
He may, and I will say this: Jer losing last week and losing a title means he's going to try even harder to hold on to this.
Yeah, agreed. And personally, for me, I think we may be seeing and new tonight, but we'll find out. National Championship. Can Killer Neptune end this historic run that STB has had with the National Championship? He's held it since 2024 now. I would think that if anybody could do it, it'd be Killer.
He's done it before.
He has done it before. He shocked us many times. That's why he's
not even shocked. I mean, like he has specifically been like, "Oh, you're on a ridiculously long run with this title. Let me fix that for you."
Right. Yep. He has. He absolutely has. And he had a long run with that Platinum Dragon title. And he's still very frustrated about not being able to capture the World Championship last year. So I think this might be. I think Killer wants to start off 2026, and considering STB has other things on his mind, I would not be shocked if Killer ends the historic reign of STB tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the concern. So we've been saying this for a year now that STB's got this other match, he's going to be distracted and blah blah blah, and then he's consistently kept this title. So I'm not betting against STB at this point. Like I learned that lesson a while ago.
Yeah. I mean, you have a point there. You're right. I think we could say that just about every other pay-per-view. I can't think. I mean, I'm sure there have been pay-per-views where this was his only big match, but there's also been ones where he's been in the main event, like tonight. So maybe not. Maybe not. We will find out.
Look, my theory is this: as long as he does what he usually does, which means comes by the taco truck a good 2 hours before his matches and loads up on the carbs, he's not going to get tired. He's going to have all the energy he needs, and he's going to have a reboot period between the two because it's national, and then he doesn't fight until the last night. So it's not like he's doing back-to-back Platinum Dragon World, right? He's doing National World, so he's got a breather to recover. I think he's going to go full bore in both matches, and honestly, I think it's going to be a very good night for STB.
Could be the night of his career. We will find out. And then, of course, this one. This one is the Platinum Dragon Championship triple threat. Hotshot Chaz defending against Extreme Enigma and Kenta. I mean, and, and despite that picture that has Enigma with the dark hair, we actually have three blondes going at it. So, yeah, it's an old picture.
I was gonna say
But
you didn't need guy's hair.
I someone said he went blonde. So
Yeah. Well, I think it's because of this match. It would look weird if somebody in the ring wasn't blonde.
yeah, I suppose so. So which blonde are you rooting for on this one?
I got to go with Hotshot Chaz. I think he's the one that has the most fire going into this match, and I think that's going to carry him through.
And I think if he does win and retain, this launches him. You know, I can see him holding this title, as he said in his statement last night, through Immortal. So
That's
he
his
gets
intent,
past.
clearly.
Yeah, he gets past these two. I think he's well. I think he may actually pull that off. We will find out.
I mean,
And,
Sai's out there saying that she thinks it's going to be Enigma, even if though she doesn't really want to say that. I mean, look, I think Enigma is the dark horse in this and could pull it out if the other two overlook them.
mm-hmm.
But I don't think, having now spoken to all of them last night, I don't think anyone's overlooking anyone.
No, matter of fact, they all seem to have a great deal of respect for each other, which is kind of sickening when you think about it. But anyways, and then finally the main event: Paragon of Greatness versus Simply the Best. And you know, when we were talking with Paragon last night, it doesn't sound like he's in the best place right now, and I think I might. I'm worried about the fact that he may not be, his heart may not be completely into this match tonight. What are your thoughts?
From the way he's been speaking, I think it's pretty safe to say that it is not. And
Yeah.
Look, he's had a lot of big fights with STB, and they're usually close. And and Paragon can, sometimes Paragon will, play the whole of, this isn't going to be close. I'm just going to crush you, whatever. He said this about some other people, and sometimes it's true. But I don't feel like even he believes that he's ever just walked over STB. And
No.
he goes into this match distracted, which even he has admitted he has been. I think that spells out a really interesting night for STB.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. This one is not as solid as I thought it might have been a few months ago. So we shall see. It is the main event of Cataclysm. Paragon of Greatness defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Simply the Best. STB looking to become a two-time World Heavyweight Champion. So, with all of that being said, the card tonight looking good. Let's take a look at previous Cataclysms, because believe it or not, this is the 9th Cataclysm. I did say that, right? Yes.
Yeah. See.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it is. So, the first Cataclysm was September 27th, 2015, in Houston, Texas, the Toyota Center. That was a way back that was 11 years ago, over 11 years ago.
Is it even still called the Toyota Center?
I don't know. I think it could be the T-Mobile Center or something like that at this point. T-Mobile seems to like to grab all of these damn arenas, it seems like. But that was the very first Cataclysm, and let me take a look. So, taking a look at the Cataclysm, the main event that night was Mordred Nightwalker defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Anton Dare. I think we know who won that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess it was Mordred.
The Immortal Griffith challenged Dinklage the Imp for the men's championship. Cougar defended the Estrogen Championship against Brianna Bedlam.
You skipped Platinum.
What's that?
You skipped Platinum.
Yeah, there's no Platinum. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Money Sue defended the Platinum Dragon Championship against Aggie.
Okay. So I was Platinum.
I was looking at apparently I only did graphics for certain matches back in that time. This is the early stages of my graphic making. Frozen Rage defended the national championship against Bruce the Shark.
Oh, there's some.
That is the name. Bubs was Fubar City champion. She took on Ricky Hot Rock. Mithras, not surprisingly, was Midnight Hobo champion. And I believe this was
Midnight Hobo championship for 10,000 years.
Right. Although this might have been the night that I'll see if I can find that, because the person he defended was Brurtz, Brurtz, which was one of the people that actually beat him for the title at some point. I'm gonna see if I can find the link. This was also back in the what?
That might be the one where he lost it and won it back relatively quickly.
Yeah, I think it was. But there it is. Let's take a look. Yes, that was a night. That was one of the rare nights back in the day when Mithras was the dominant Midnight Hobo champion he is. Now he lost it that night, so that's historic in itself. You know, that is certain. But so that was the first Cataclysm, and then September 18th of 2016. United Center in Chicago was our second ever Cataclysm, and it featured in the main event Mordred Nightwalker defending the World Heavyweight Championship against the Supermodel. There's a name. I think we know who walked away from that one.
Yeah, probably.
Godfather Turner defended the Platinum Dragon Championship against Killa that night.
I believe he retained.
Cougs was the national champion. She defended against Aggie. Paragon was the men's champion. He defended that against Godfather Turner. The Supermodel was Estrogen champion, and she defended that against Lady Catherine, and I do believe Lady Catherine beat her for that title that night. Aggie was Fubar City champion, but I believe he lost that title that night to Michaela Doom, Mistress Doom, rest in peace. Triple Crown champion was Uncle Frank, who defended the title that night against Alec Remington and Paragon. Mithras was once again Midnight Hobo champion, defended that against Starshot, and retained, I'm sure. Money Sue was multimedia champion, defended against the mighty Vuvuzela. And I believe this was the early stages of the Powerball Championship. Tommy Lightning defended that against Mordred Nightwalker, and I believe lost the title.
Wait, did you just go through a whole card and not say Griff's name?
No. Did I? Yes, I did. Wow.
There was a card in 2016 where Griff was not on it? Weird.
Oh, yes, there was. He was on it. That was he had a challenge match that night against me. I'm not sure how that came. What the hell was that all about?
You'd have to ask him.
I don't know either, and I can't get to it because it's an old Facebook link. Apparently, so okay. He was there, just not in any of the title matches. Weird. All right. Next up, in 2017, Cataclysm came to us from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas on September 17th. I like
that art. I dig that art.
That art, I was getting better with the art, slowly but surely, at this point. And on that night in Las Vegas, the main event. There we go. The Immortal. This was Immortal Greatness. That was the main event that night. The Immortal Griffith taking on the Paragon of Greatness for the World Heavyweight Championship. Is this early enough to be one of Griff's one and dones, though?
I don't think so, because I don't think Paragon was ever one of the one and done winners. That doesn't mean he didn't win, because I do know his first world championship was won at Cataclysm. So
nope. Indeed, that night, Paragon of Great was one of the Paragon Greatness's few victories over the Immortal Griffith.
I knew his first title was against Griff at a Cataclysm, so it made sense it was this.
Yep. So that was the night that Paragon won his first ever World Heavyweight Championship.
And that started a whole feud.
Yes, it did. That started it all. Griffith was apparently also the Platinum Dragon champion at the time, defended that against Killa Neptune, probably retained. Judgment was national champion. He defended that against Alec Remington. Men's champion was Realm. Excuse me.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine. Realm defending against Bruce the Shark. Estrogen champion was Davila at the time, defending against... God, I don't even know who's... Oh, that's Tiger. Wow, that's an old Tigress nameplate that I actually think is probably the best one I've ever seen of her. But at any rate, Davila versus Tigress was the Estrogen Championship match. The Wild-Eyed Yeti defended the Fubar City Championship against Shifty the Clown. Shifty
that was probably a great match.
I'm assuming that was a pretty good match. Mithras, no shock, was Midnight Hobo champion in a successful defense against John Taylor that night. Triple Crown champion was Money Sue. He had to contend with both Knox Boogie and Uncle Frank that night. The Beardy was What's that?
So the Opaque Brotherhood was in full effect on that card.
Yeah. Multimedia Championship, Beardy defended against Judgment. White Lightning Championship. What's that?
So there's another name I haven't heard in a while.
What, Beardy?
Yeah.
Well, Beardy was also White Lightning champion at that point, apparently. Defended that against Uncle Frank. Johnny Platinum.
Won that.
Say what?
I said, I think Uncle Frank won that.
Probably. Powerball champion was Johnny Platinum. He defended against Money Sue. I was Champion's Choice champion at the time. I defended that against Gord Sin. Here's another name. Apparently, Shifty and I had a Hell in the Cell, hair versus hair. Oh, that's right. I got to shave his colorful afro.
How did he even convince you to do that?
He is one of the few people, if not the only person, to ever convince me to do that. I'm not sure what that was about. I can't remember. It's been so damn long. And in a steel cage match, John the Revelator took on Adam Death Row Bordello. Ugh. It's another name.
And some names from the past.
Now, I'll tell you what. That indeed was. So that was 2017. Then we have 2018, came to us from American Airlines Arena in Dallas. And let's see what we can see from Dallas. All right, so the main event that night was the World Heavyweight Championship between the defending champion, Knox Boogie, defended against Uncle Frank that night. I think that may be the one and only time we ever saw those two face off for a title.
Maybe.
But we also got, but for the Platinum Dragon title, we got Immortal Greatness, as Griffith defended that title against the Paragon of Greatness, and I'm going to assume probably retained. But we can find out. Maybe this was... No, I'll be damned. Apparently Cataclysm. No wonder Paragon's one of Paragon's favorite pay-per-views is Cataclysm. It's a night he beat the Immortal Griffith for the World Heavyweight Championship and the Platinum Dragon Championship. Wow, did you remember that?
I did. I did. I was waiting for you to get there.
Oh, you were? Okay. National Championship, Hobo Ezekiel versus Allie Bunny, which is now Allie Knight. She dropped the bunny. Not as sexual as it sounds. She dropped the bunny. Fubar City Championship was Uncle Frank versus Anton Dare. Men's Championship, Wild Eyed Yeti versus Simply the Best. Estrogen Championship was Maria, Flawless Maria, against Davila. Triple Crown Championship, Money Sue defended that against Vex, Lady Vex, and John Taylor. Mithras was Midnight Hobo champion, defended that against Jack Bayou. Multimedia champion Jonathan Ryo defended against Redneck Avenger. Redneck also was Powerball champion at the time. He defended that against Vestige. Supreme Fighter Championship, we had Mithras versus the Paragon of Greatness. Champion's Choice was Money Sue versus War Dog Alpha. Ultimate Gauntlet Championship, Killer Neptune against your boy Blaze McCoy. White Lightning Championship, Uncle Frank versus Davila. We had a Hell in a Cell between Bubs and Alec Remington. A steel cage match between Razor and Judge. And a tag team challenge, the Queen of Chaos Winter and Alex Caliber against Mark Caliber and Calvin Clark. So that was Cataclysm in 2018. In 2019, we went back to Dallas for Cataclysm. And take a look. The main event was for the World Heavyweight Championship was Uncle Frank versus Claymore. For the Platinum Dragon Championship, we had the Immortal Griffith versus Beast, or as you like to say,
Beast.
Cassie Joe was national champion. She defended against Teflon Sheik. Sai was estrogen champion at the time and defended that against Crazy Mama. Paragon was men's champion. He defended that against Teflon Sheik. Strangleheart was Fubar City champion. He defended that against D's. Midnight Hobo champion was... Hey, can you guess who Midnight Hobo champion was?
Let me think about it.
Take a shot in the dark.
Mithras?
That would be correct. Defended that against Strangleheart. Triple Crown Championship was the champion was Davila. She defended against Ghost and Money Sue. Cataclysm. Multimedia champion was Alistair Fiend. Defended against Paragon. Killer Neptune was Powerball champion. He defended against Knox Boogie. Claymore was White Lightning champion, defended that against John Taylor. Knox Boogie, Supreme Fighter champion, defended that against Claymore. You see, this is back when Claymore was starting. The Executive Order were tag team champions. You remember who the Executive Order was?
Wasn't that you and somebody?
Me and somebody? I'll tell Mithras you called him somebody.
That's right, it was Mithras. I couldn't remember which one it was. Yes, you and Mithras. That's right.
We defended the titles, the tag team championship against Gangsta Team Dogs.
Who the hell was that?
I have no freaking clue.
There's a blip on the radar.
I'll take a look at it here in a second. D's defended the Champion's Choice Championship against Money Sue. We had a high voltage steel cage match between Lady Vex and Sophia McFadden, I think. Sophia Gabrielle McFadden. Anton Dare and Damia went at it in a parking lot brawl. We had Nightcrawler versus Evil Angel Page. God bless her. In a hardcore steel cage match. We had a 6-person tag, the Click versus the Wolf Pack. Do you remember the Click and the Wolf Pack?
Right.
That epic stable war that we had? You don't remember anybody?
Oh no, I remember it. I just wish I didn't.
I don't even remember. Let's see. We had for the click we had Twizzy, Ghost, and Cross. Yes, Twizzy, Ghost, and Cross.
Yep.
That sounds like a very interesting law firm there. For the Wolfpack, you had Mark Caliber, Alex Caliber, and Revenge Gibson. Twizzy, Ghost, and Cross. All right.
Let me guess. Cross with a K.
Yes, it was actually very good. In 2020, we were at the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon for Cataclysm. Let's take a look at what we had that night. We had the main event was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mithras was the world champion. He defended against the Great Red Dragon. Paragon of Greatness defended the Platinum Dragon Championship against Brunette Strangler. Good old Brew. Redneck. The Great Red Dragon was national champion. He defended that against Paragon. Beast. God, these graphics. I think I was in an artistic slump for these graphics. But Beast defended the national championship, the Midnight Hobo Championship against Lady Vex. Deez was Fubar City champion. He defended that against Boney. Swords and Scimitars were tag team champions. They took on Dungeons and Dragons. The Immortal Griffith was men's champion. He defended that against the Redneck Avenger. Cassie Joe was estrogen champion. She defended that against Revenge Gibson. Triple Crown champion was Tigress. She defended that against Judgment and the Hawkster. Claymore was multimedia champion. He defended that against Luke Cage. Claymore was also White Lightning champion. Defended that against the Immortal Griffith. And he was also Supreme Fighter champion. He was a busy champion that night. Defended the Supreme Fighter Championship against Deez. Tigress was Powerball champion. She defended that against Powerbomb McGee. Griffith was the early stages of the Hatfield McCoy Championship. Griffith defended that against Beast. Killer Neptune was Champion's Choice champion. He defended against Hobo. Oh, God. 2 out of 3 falls, Mark Caliber versus Beast. A Jacob's Ladder match versus Claymore and Iceman King Parsons. Lumberjack match between Cougs and Damia. Fubar C street fight between Iceman King Parsons and Seabell. Body bag match between Katrina Havoc and Calvin Clark. And then finally a challenge match. Teflon Sheik took on Juan. Just Juan. All right. So that was, what did we say that year was?
2020.
2020. So I gotta find 2021 here real quick.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
I'm sure you can. You do. Thank you. I appreciate it. There it is. All right. 2021, Aviva Stadium in Dublin. I believe this was our first pay-per-view over in Dublin. And of course, we will return there later this year for, I believe, a Graveyard Smash. Although it won't be in Aviva Stadium. But that night in Dublin, the Immortal Griffith defended the World Heavyweight Championship against the Teflon Sheik. Claymore defended the Platinum Dragon Championship against Mithras. Those 2 matches right there are pretty big. Denzel the Giant was national champion. He defended that against Chris Cage. Midnight Hobo champion was Maeve at the time. She defended against the Huckster Bully. Liam O'Shaughnessy defended the Fubar City Championship against Rattlesnake Ron. Men's champion was Dees. He defended against Mithras that night. Kitty Kabam was Estrogen champion. Defended that against T-Mac. I have no idea who T-Mac is. But, all right. Luke Cage defended this Triple Crown Championship against Papa Shaker and Simply the Best. The Swords and Scimitars defended the Tag Team Championship against Brute Force. Multimedia champion was Beast, who defended against Wildfire. Chris Cage, no shocker here, was White Lightning champion, defended that against Mithras that night. Powerball champion Killer Neptune defended against the Russian Hammer. Champion's Choice champion was Killer Neptune as well, defended that against Raven the Enchanted. Supreme Fighter champion, the Immortal Griffith, defended against Rattlesnake Ron. Hatfield and McCoy champion, Denzel the Giant, defended against Mithras. Here's one. Big Papa was Insane Mofo champion, defended that against Killer Neptune. Lumberjack match. We had a lumberjack match between Luke Cage and Aggie, and a handicap match between Mark Caliber and Calvin Clark and Alex Caliber on the other side. Whew. Wow. And then finally, the final Cataclysm before it was in 2022, right?
Correct.
All right. So the final Cataclysm before was in 2022 at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, and it featured the main event was the Teflon Sheik versus Simply the Best for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wow. Oh yeah. How did this happen? Challenge match. Me versus the Maestro. Was there somebody? Was this the year Chris Cage was the Maestro? It must be.
It must be.
Platinum Dragon Championship, Mithras defended against Strangleheart. National Championship, Denzel defended against Dees. Eva was Fubar City champion. She defended that against Kane the Governor. Blake Bradley was Midnight Hobo champion. He defended that against The Undertaker. Swords and Scimitars were once again tag team champions, defending against Dungeons and Dragons. Simply the Best was men's champion, defended that against Scythe. Maeve was Estrogen champion. She defended that against DW. Chris Cage was Triple Crown champion, defended that against Claymore and DW. Starlight was Multimedia champion. She defended that against Revenge. Powerball champion was Davila, defended that against Dees. Griffith was Supreme Fighter champion, defended that against the Hawkster Bully. Vex was champion choice champion, defended that against Scythe. Chris Cage was Hatfield and McCoy champion, defended that against Sadat Meridu. I have no idea. Somebody whose name I cannot pronounce at this point, and I don't remember how the hell they even got in there. Nightcrawler this was a Mile High match between Nightcrawler and Miss Beautifatal. And a Falls Count Anywhere between Aaron McFadden and Beast. And that was the final Cataclysm before tonight. So it's actually been 3 years, over 3 years since we've had a Cataclysm. If I'm doing my math right. Am I mathing correctly? I am, aren't I?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure that I was getting my math right. So yeah. So All right, cool. Now, as I mentioned last night, and we'll get. Actually, what I should do is I'll do this.
What are you doing?
Love Hurts, ladies and gentlemen, will be February 22nd, live from the Rogers Center in Vancouver, British Columbia. So just a few weeks away for the first Love Hurts in a couple of years. And quit drooling over the picture, Elvagan.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me. Love Hurts. Quit drooling over the picture. Well, anyways, that will come to you live February 22nd. However, right now, as it stands, tonight ends the rankings period that will decide contendership matches for Love Hurts, which means this coming Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, the road to Immortal officially begins, and Immortal will be is going to be Immortal 13 coming not in the not so distant future. As a matter of fact, that means you know what immortal means. It means a couple things. First of all, the Xanther the Platinum Dragon Memorial Tournament is just around the corner, as is this announcements to who will be going into the RAWF Hall of Fame this year. So a lot to look forward to. And Immortal will be Immortal 13 April 5th from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. I have not made the logo for Immortal 13 yet, but maybe next week I'll premiere it. We'll see. But Love Hurts. We haven't had it for a couple of years. Last year we had Unyielding in its place, so those two will exchange. Will be trading places every year. So yeah, and I told you, Vancouver's not going to be that cold, Elvacant.
Lies.
It's going to be. It might be wet.
Lies.
It might be a little damp. You don't mind being wet.
No, not touching that one.
You don't have to. I did it for you. Wait, that I shouldn't have said.
Help.
I should have said that somewhat differently. My.
Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Apparently not. Phrasing is a bad thing. All right, so Love Hurts, February 22nd, live from the Rogers Center in Vancouver. That is our next pay-per-view. That's what we'll be building towards. A reminder, everybody, next Saturday night there will not be an RAWF After Hours. We will return, I believe it will be on the 24th that we will be back for RAWF After Hours with hopefully by then, I would say most of the Cataclysm results and possibly final rankings. It all depends on how long if anyone drags these matches out of Cataclysm, which has happened before.
Has been known to happen.
It has been known to happen. All righty, we do have a couple of people in waiting, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get right to it. First of all, let's talk to the reigning Midnight Hobo champion, and also who's also going to be in a brutal 3 stages of hell match tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
The beast within, unleash tonight. No merciless where there's no light. Run if you can, but you'll never win. There's no escaping the beast within.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Ken Costa. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, boss. All vacant.
Oh, hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a good brace to your Midnight Hobo champion and your asshole, King Costa.
Okay.
All right, so Ken, let's instead about we've talked about your matches tonight at length. I think right now what I want to know about is what's the change? There's something that has changed with you since last week, since your talk with Kenta on After Hours. Talk to me about this.
Well, I can answer, but I can answer if I know. If it depends on who is really King Costa to you now.
It depends on who's really Ken Costa to me. The guy sitting here in front of me is Ken Costa. I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, I was here for for 2 days now. I just see the empty arena, the empty rooms, and your empty office too. And I just used to think, wake up uh, for from asleep and wash my face, and I just ask myself one big question: am I really a bad guy to you all?
I mean, it depends on how you do. How do you define a bad guy?
Defining a bad guy is all what I did since last March. All, all what I do, insulting the fans, insulting the whole roster, insulting legends, even insulting the co-host here, and vacant. Maybe I am the potential co-host soon, but I can say the fact that you are still the best RAWF After Hours co-host of of all time.
See,
Uh,
was that hard? I was. See, I appreciate that.
so
Gracias.
so yeah, actually, every guy said that I used to be the guy that I turned my back on before they were all right. Paragon was right, Enigma, even Kanta. He was damn right because maybe yes, I used to be a good guy. I I chase golds, I lose, but then I go back, never give up sign, and once, just once, boom, everything changed about Ken and Costa, making noise, insulting, frying mouths, speaking, talk trash, and even with that, I was going to the top level every damn week in in every damn match. And anyway, as you see, and I said before, everything I did in the last few months, I didn't like anything I did. Like every time I just walk back home and I look at myself in my own reflection and I said, damn it, Ken, it's not you at all. It's not Ken that came from Japan to be in to be in the biggest league. It's not Ken who is Paragon's brother. It's It's not Ken who is Vacant's friend and all that. So yeah, and all of this happened. It's not true me, but 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 why did I do all of this? Because even that I went special, viral, famous, became an RAWF champion finally, a major goal to be honest. Even even that every month I am a top 10 guy as well. I I see it's all wasn't damn big for me. It still wasn't enough. Every 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 damn thing it wasn't really enough. It's I just wanted to be a legend, being on the posters, main event scene, schedule posters, all of this. I wanted to feel worthy. I just wanted to be worthy in this company, if not only by making promos, winning matches, but with respect, love, and you know, saying that Ken is now a top guy. And yes, this is a top tier brain mentality anyway. You know that 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 you always wanted more. But maybe I am totally wrong now. But anyway, uh, f- um, I won't break down. And I won't complain, curse. I just finally found the fact that I can be an asshole, but in the same time, I can be a fan favorite asshole. Now, I can ask one big thing now. What is next for Ken Costa? What can Ken Costa do now? Easy. I will do what made Ken Costa special. I will do what made Ken Costa viral, famous. I will do what made Ken Costa a not a big thing, but the next big thing. And sometimes I always hear stuff uh, about Ken, z- and some some way it been easy to get on my nerves to be honest. Like Ken is a mid. What do we have for him? Ken can't beat someone. W- w- what can he do? Ken is the underdog. Ken is the child of running mouse. Blah 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 blah. You see, I am way bigger than all of this because King Costa is the one who decides who is King Costa in the big league now. Because King Costa is the hottest momentum talent. He is an the WF champion. He is the future world champion, and sooner or later, he is the potential RAWF After Hour co-host. With all love to Il Vacant now for sure. So yeah, I can take many punches, jokes, insults, but even with all of this, I just adapt, overcome, I just get my ass back into the fight, and all what I do is winning. So so I can say that it is it is not time to be redeemed. It is time to be a legend. So now, Iceman Gear, you are a good fighter. And I just give you the tip that King Costa is not easy meat to you. So you can go tough, you can go hard, and I give you a good luck. Uh, you win, you are the better man. You lose, you can you can make big win soon. And Golden Dragon Kanta, that was the the biggest hate now. But anyway, Kenta, you said many stuff about me, like Ken is a child, Ken is a fake. You are going to beat the shit out of Ken Costa because you are many names. Golden Dragon is to wrong style guy anyway, and it's good doing Kenny stuff on Kenny himself. Is just a nice bird to view because so maybe you can make a good fight. But now we can say that Kenny Boy is not a boy anymore. So Kenta, you can go out, you can prove all the shit you said, and maybe you can be a good friend. But you can ask Purple that I won't be a friend to someone I didn't bleed with him. So you have a chance. Uh, Best man wins now. And oh, one last thing now. Yeah. Jokes in the chat, whatever. Someone is here, and he is, and he can hear me clear now because we should have a dream match coming, but the strike strike stuff and all jingle hair rock cancelled, and so that big match ruined. Yet we are back, and here he is, and here I am. So we have a chance to make the dream match comes true now. And I will make it just clear. Hot shot Chaz. Philadelphia Freedom. I will be waiting for the supernova. Well, now my time is up. I will get ready. Thank you, boss. Whole I'll vacant.
All right. Well, Ken, that was definitely a mouthful. I'm glad you're starting to figure out who you are. And I hope good luck tonight. Good luck tonight in both your matches. All right. That was Ken Costa, ladies and gentlemen. He's who is Ken Costa, Elvika? Who do you think Ken Costa really is?
A man who really wants my job.
Well, yeah, but besides that.
I mean, that's the part that concerns me. No death. It's a rule.
All right. From one person that's in their 3 stages of hell match to the other one who also has 2 big matches tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Golden Dragon himself.
A legend rises from the stormy seas, breathing fire with a warrior's decree. Scales of gold shine brighter than the sun. The golden dragon's fight has just begun. Golden dragon, hear the crowds roar. Unleash your power, lead them on the floor. From the ashes, you ignite the flame. The ring is yours, they'll remember your name. His eyes are blazing, cutting through the night. Every step he takes is a battle's fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Golden Dragon, Kenta. Good evening, Kenta.
Hey everybody, good evening, Senor Vacant and
Hola,
Hey.
señor.
Well, it's the big night. It's here. 2 big matches for you on tap. Let's discuss first the 3 stages of hell from the man we just talked to a few moments ago. Your thoughts on what Ken Costa had to say earlier?
Nothing really. He already covered pretty much. I mean, we've been building this up for a couple of months, so we're just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna walk in, I'm gonna kick his ass, I'm gonna make him bleed, and I'm gonna kick his head to set him straight. That's it. Plain and simple.
All right. Well, that is short and sweet. But then, of course, the big one for the trip for the Platinum Dragon Championship. It is you. It is Hotshot Chaz, the reigning Platinum Dragon Champion, and Extreme Enigma. So, I mean, we heard from all 3 of you last night, and it was kind of like, well, we all respect each other, but we're going to kill each other. Is pretty much what I got from that.
Oh
I'm
yes.
assuming. I'm assuming that we're going to hear more of the same here, but the big night is here. Your opportunity to become the heart and soul of RAWF. It's your final opportunity to speak your mind on the situation. So feel free.
Oh well, I'm just here to make a sweeping declaration for myself for extra motivation, and I hope Chaz is hearing, and I hope everybody's listening. If I lose tonight, I will not ask for a I will not call out Chaz as long as he's Platinum Dragon champion. Even if I'm top 25, I'm gonna earn it the right way, but I'm not gonna call him out until he is reigning champion. So if I lose, no more silly call outs from me for the Platinum Dragon champion. That's gonna be for
Okay.
another title. I'm gonna annoy for another title.
He's just gonna pick a new target. That's all.
He's
Oh,
going
yeah,
to pick
yeah,
somebody else.
Yes, but Chaz, if he beats me, if he walks out, I'm gonna leave him alone. He deserves the rest from my annoying callouts and everybody else. Actually, I heard some murmurs, so yeah, I'm gonna do that for myself and for everybody. So no more callouts for the Platinum Dragon champion title as long as Chaz is the champion.
What if Enigma wins the title tonight?
I'm gonna call him out.
With no hesitation at all. Like,
No
oh no.
hesitation at all. I've got a golden fleece. You think it's gonna be? You think I'm gonna be shy about it? No.
It would be a first if you were.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
No,
I know
goodness.
Enigma, and I know Enigma's a fighting champion. So if he wins, he walks out. That would be good for me because I'm gonna know him.
Actually, I can't think of a single time. Well, that's not true. I can only think of one time Enigma was called out for a title and then didn't put that title up.
Yeah, that's true too.
What was it? The multimedia?
I forget which title it was, but I know it was Griff had called him out on something, and then wires got crossed, and then so the match didn't happen, and then Enigma lost the title. So it wasn't like a really Enigma didn't duck it. It's just it got messed up.
But EE's EE, so he wants to prove himself, and I'm gonna call him out if he walks out. But if I
Hey.
walk out, I'm gonna do something special if I become champion. Uh, I'm I'm not gonna decide it yet here because it's still to be still decide. I'm still having a fight for it, but maybe next week or maybe when I walk out champion, I'm gonna announce what my plans are for that title. No custom. It's not a custom belt, by the way. I respect the title too much for that.
All right. Well, good luck to you tonight. It's a huge triple threat for the Platinum Dragon Championship. Hotshot Chaz, Kenta, and Extreme Enigma. So, any final thoughts, Kenta? Anything else you wanted to cover tonight?
Okay, so Hotshot Chaz, EE, Golden Boys. Let's tear this up. Let's tear this place up and prove to the world that we're the future generation of this company. Have a golden day
Yeah.
to you guys.
All right, I would like to see that. Yeah, show us what the I guess the next generation, the future generation of RAWF looks like tonight in that triple threat match. Good luck to you, Kenta, and I appreciate your time. All right, well, I think we've pretty much got it all covered tonight. Now, Vacant. We've gone down the card. We've talked about the history, and of course, we've also talked about the upcoming pay-per-view, which will be Love Hurts live from the Rogers Center in Vancouver on February 22nd. And we've also mentioned that the journey to Immortal begins on Wednesday. So, folks, be ready on Wednesday. That's when the first round robins come out for your for an opportunity to go to Immortal as either a contender or a champion. We find out here starting on Wednesday. El Vacant, anything you'd like to say before we call it a night?
Buy more tacos.
All right. Buy more tacos, ladies and gentlemen. The vendors are out in full force. The nephews are circling the Madison Square Garden as we speak. They have to contend with the hot dog. They don't get into like brawls with the hot dog vendors out there, do they?
No comment.
They do, don't they?
I don't know.
All right.
What I didn't see, I can't get arrested for.
I mean, that's true. You can't, but all right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening. This has been RAWF Cataclysm. We will see you in 2 weeks' time, 13 nights for our AWF After Hours. A quick reminder, no show next weekend. There will be a Superstars, but there will not be a radio show. For El Vacant, I am Lord Amadeus. This has been Cataclysm live from Madison Square Garden. And we will see you all in a couple of weeks. Good night, everybody.
Studio Cat. Whoa! Studio Cat. Studio Cat.